Hi friends! If you click to check out looks using the Melt Muerte palette, then please keep on watching. Hi, my name is Alicia. If it's your first time here, thank you so much for clicking on my video. And if you are returning, well, thank you for visiting me again. Kinky Sweat stands for my kinky hair and sweat life. I'm a fitness professional who loves things all movement and beauty. If you want to check out what I do in between the makeups, you can head over to my Instagram. This isn't so much a review, much more of an inspo video if you're looking for some using the Muerte palette. This released, I believe, a few months back, dare I say during the summertime maybe? And this is inspired by the fact that the Rust originally stack is now coming in palette form soon. Don't have the date for that yet. And anytime a new palette comes along in the brand that I already own palettes from that I might not have tapped into yet or have filmed a video with yet, I thought, well, if we have the Muerte palette, if we haven't been using it thoroughly, maybe we can dive into this first before we get the Rust palette. But I don't know, friends, because in my Millennial Pinks video, people have expressed, including my own, frustrations in that anytime Melt Cosmetics comes out with a palette, it just seems that the textures, whether they be matte or shimmer, are very inconsistent, right? It's hit or miss. The consistency was a lot better in their stack formula. Don't know what happened from stack to palette, but Rust is one of their best selling stacks, and I am just truly intrigued by how successful this one can be. I don't know. The Rust colors in there, because they added a few more. The original Rust stack, I believe, only has 5 matte shades. I think they added maybe 5 more because I think it's a total of 10 in these palettes. So it'll be quite interesting, but stay tuned for that. I'm not going to rush to get it, although I know for sure it's going to sell out in a matter of minutes, knowing that it's their most popular color story from the brand. So we're gonna dive into Muerte. I actually am late on this because I haven't filmed with it since it released, and people were like, you have to get Muerte when I was talking about Millennial Pinks. I definitely kept the box because this whole collection, I think it's the Amor Eterno collection, was ravishingly beautiful in terms of the design, the concept, celebrating Laura's Mexican heritage, and she brought us back to Mexico, and just the colors, the culture, and everything about it she put in this collection. And this palette in particular, the colors in here I think this is a very unique curation of shades, and the palette itself, absolutely gorgeous. Like I said, not a review, but you know me, I like to go over product details anyway. This retails for $58, although it is now currently sold out both on meltcosmetics.com and Sephora. I did buy this in store at Sephora, so maybe it is still available at some locations. It has a suggested shelf life of 12 months, total net weight of 17.73 grams or 0.625 ounces, and this is made in the US of A. This was a palette of 2 that came in the collection. The other palette is Vida and is all about life. This is the death, and it's the Day of the Dead inspired collection alongside the Mexican heritage Laura was celebrating in this collection. And the mirror has a design frame that has the Amor Eterno on it. And we're just gonna dive in. I don't know how many looks I'll do in this video, but we'll get through it. I'm excited. And of course, all the names of the shades tied to the different elements of Day of the Dead, Angelito, Lágrimas, Duelos. So with all that said, let's dive in a little closer. Let's go in with MAC's Soft Ochre Paint Pot Fest. I might have to fix that brow. I'll fix it when I get off camera and do the lashes. I hope you don't mind. But they could use a little brush though. They could use a little brush. I've already dabbled. Spoiler alert, I think this is one of their better traditionally designed palettes. We'll first go in with Lágrimas. And despite me being Puerto Rican, I still have to look up some words because I'm a bad Boricua. Tears. Lágrimas. As you see, Lágrimas is a beautiful aqua turquoise matte. To get full color impact on the get-go, I believe the best application technique is to tap it on. If you want more of a wash of color, then you sweep it on with the blender brush. Going in with my number one packer there is Sonaji Jumbo Blender, and taking Lágrimas along the crease line. So that ain't bad. I'm actually gonna, the exposure is pretty low already because the sun is shining through, but tapping down this matte, I feel, gets great color payoff from the get-go. I mean, that's pretty good. And of course, I have to keep changing the exposure as we roll through this video because it's just gonna be one of those days. Now, problems we run into with Melt mattes is that when you start layering, that's when we run into problems. But we're gonna roll through this and just experience as we go. Isam G34 with Lágrimas, but now to feather out the edges. So I applied shadow, but now buffing out this line because I want it to look more diffused. And I actually think this matte here performs quite nicely. You could just put this all over your lid and have a very bright spring look. Now with Duelo, which is, I mean, from the pan, it looks like it's gonna be a deep teal, but it appears to be like a gray. Going in with my Jumbo Blender again and tapping that near to the lash line and then pulling up towards the outer V. I think that's a great strategy to add depth but stay within the same green color story. We could have experimented with the gray, but I think this is a nice combination. If you want less color, definitely use a smaller brush. If you have smaller eyes, I wouldn't go in with a big brush, but I'm going in, you know, I'm not afraid. We're making it work. Isam S33 with Duelo. And I'm now pulling it out more so on the outer V shape, combining it with Lágrimas. So this is what we start to run into. See how it's not sticking? And I think that's one of the frustrations with Melt mattes. I don't mind it because I still get the contrast. The color is still there. You can clearly see a gradient going on. Ideally though, I would really like Duelo to stick better on this part of my eye. But it's okay. We deal with it. Maybe if I could tap a little more. Let's see if I tap and not blend. The blend kills. Perhaps maybe that's what Melt wants us to do, to not sweep but just tap their mattes on. I don't know. But I think that's nice. That's a nice gradient we got going on. I got my G34 on standby to just continue feathering out these edges. This sun today is, as always is when I'm filming. We could definitely go in with Angelito. Angelito is like one of their better performing metallics. I was actually very surprised when I swatched this. I was like, oh, you work? But I thought we can do is go in with Corazón. This freaking red. This is a good red. That is a good red. Maybe I don't know, man. I want to put it all over my lid. I think it's gonna look so pretty. That's what I'm gonna do. We're gonna carve out the lid. Excuse me. My Wayne Gus number 8 from his anniversary 2. Not so precise that it's gonna drive you nuts. Enough to place a base so that the red could stick more successfully, right? So we're not just applying it on the matte, so it could really pop. And we'll fix that transition with more of the green. Corazón with my W23. You guys are not even ready for this. Ooh, this red. I really like this combination. You probably will not, but I really liked it on my lid. Did I do this the last time? I don't remember. Oh, I know what I did last time. But you know what? This isn't bad. I think what I did last time was use the gray. Or did I? You know what? This is what the look is right now. So that's what we're gonna do. Look at that freaking red. Get the heck out of here. Duelo on the borders, tapping, not sweeping. Melt mats don't like that. Now with Angelito, with my Isam S31, along the inner lash line and bringing it up slightly towards Corazon, just a little bit. Now we so could have put Corazon on the lid. I mean, that's the easiest thing to do. That's your first look right there. That trio with this metallic turquoise and these mats here, done. But that's too easy. Lágrimas on the lower lash line. I believe this is a Chikahoro. No, it's not, lies. Hakuhoro J5523. I'm so silly. That was too fluffy of a brush. There we go. Duelo on the outer V. And again, tap, 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 tap. Now lágrimas lower, so we could blow out, blow down, and get a little more hazy here. And I'm actually putting some lágrimas here on the inner part of the eye. I don't know if that was the right thing to do, but I'm rolling with it, all right? Taking my big G34 and just going over all the edges here. More Angelito. More. All right, first eye is done. Let's move on to this eye. Pantheon. Now this is a gray. Woo, off the bat. Whoa-ho-ho. Excuse me. Now using a stiff brush like the Isam G34 just helps pigments like this blend really nicely and easily. So you saw initially it looked worrisome. We were worried, but look at that. We got it. We are handling this. That's a nice gray. It's so pretty. I'm taking a little more and just evening out the distribution across my crease, bringing it in towards the inner part of the lid. That's nice all by itself, I have to say. And this brush works phenomenally well with this shade. All right, definitely going in with Noche Eterna. Isam S33, tapping that on the outer corner. I changed my mind, same shade with my Sonaji Jumbo Blender. I think you can still see that it's distinctly navy. That's why I'm tapping and not sweeping in. I saw when trying to sweep in initially with my S33, I wasn't getting the full-on color impact, which is just not a bad thing. I'm looking for more like an opaque coverage. And again, we want to tap. Forget the swiping when you're layering these mattes, friends. You got to tap it on. Taking the gray with my S33 this time, but just feathering out the edges further. Let's have a little more refining. Katrina's nice. Shoot. I'm just taking my finger. I'm gonna hold that there for a minute. And then, oh yes, this is the metallic that temporarily restored my hope in melt metallic shades. Like that's giving me something. Midnight sky, beautiful coverage. Now I don't know what will happen if you try to apply this with the brush, but I wasn't going to take any chances. Taking a little more and pulling it over the navy matte. That's not bad. I'm actually taking more Pantheon because I want it to be more hazy near the brow. And then a smaller brush here to smooth this application out. Look what we got here. Calica, that beige metallic on the very end of the palette. This is my Sonia G soft shader. This is a little powdery, and you definitely have to press in the pigment so that they could successfully melt onto the skin. But that's a beautiful brightening inner corner highlight shade. Brow bone. Dare I say we could even experiment applying this on our cheekbones. Trina with the same soft shader, but just melting it in with Calaca. Calaca? I don't know. All right, what should we do on this lower lash line, friends? I want to go in with the reds. I know that's like, what are you doing? We'll use these again on demo number 3, but I want to go in with, hello? Sangre de Masonaji Crease Pro. Ooh, I like that. I like what we did. I know it could look a little Americana, but because of the tones, we could still steer from that theme, you know? This is such a beautiful like maroony type of purpley red. Oh, so beautiful. You know what I want to do though too? I want to stamp in corazon. This is a very risky move. Anything red in tone like this, which is completely red on the inner part of the eye, makes me look like I have an eye disease, or anyone for that matter, but you know I like that. Give me the eye disease. Give it to me. We could even further this eye disease by grabbing Linda's Angry Mood crayon. Sometimes we gotta go all in. I love it. It's so bloody. Okay, let's apply some lashes and I'll be right back. And here's a close-up of both eye looks. On the lashes, I have Ardell's Demi Wispies. Are these? Hold on. Yes, in Studio Effects. And here's a close-up of the lids, how everything looks together. I really love the combination of shades that we did, although you don't have to take this route. I feel I wanted to present different techniques and combination ideas for these shades because I know they could appear intimidating initially. But look at the fun color blocking we did, friends. And here's a wide shot of both looks. On the lips, I have Miss Lisa Eldridge herself, her Velvet Matte in Velvet Jazz. And yeah, I wanted to do a red lip with these looks because it's very intense, especially with the red taking on a good majority of the lid for this eye, but I think it just pairs so beautifully with the turquoise. And I know we could have done the turquoise metallic. That I just know, right? That's something you can do. And I think you could take on the same techniques we had when applying the mattes, right? But instead of applying the red, you apply the turquoise metallic and just have this exclusively on metallic. But I just love this on the lid. I think it's so beautiful, and it being a rich matte red, I could not resist. I couldn't. And on this eye, this midnight metallic is simply gorgeous. I was quite surprised with its performance. I know I applied with the finger, so that lessened the risk of fallout, but I did not get, oh hey, drastic light change, but I didn't get any from this metallic matte, and it is stunning. The glow, the blue sparkles on that base, truly just, I mean, it's excellent. I can't even find the words. And we're gonna get into these shades on the next demo on the majority of the lid. But man, the smoke is looking good. I really love what we did here, friends. So let's now get into the next two looks. We'll mix it up a little bit, and yeah, I'll see you there. Oh, and I forgot to let you know, I'm so sorry. I apply the Marc Jacobs Whirlpool Gel Liner on this side to kind of heighten the effect of the turquoise. Oh my gosh, this light. Okay, I'll see you later. Don't mind the crazy under eyes, as I will apply concealer after we're done with the looks. Friends, we're going in with the red, okay? If there is one shade in this entire palette that blew my socks off, it's Corazon. This is a good red. I wanted to show you how it applies when you pack it on and when you blend it in. And let me tell you, both ways are stupendous. And again, using my Esam G34, I think the Esam brushes are one of the best to use with melt shadows because they just move them. They move them and groove them. There's no pushback from the melt mattes. When you have this brush, it's like it's over for them. They're moving. And this red is so richly pigmented. I mean, look at the tone. It's marvelous. Look at that. Isn't that insane? I love it. Now here's where we get a little, it's a little tricky. Now we could go in with, what is this called? Velorio. Let's tap that in. It's like a blood plum, like a red purple. It's a bruisey type of purple. But like what we've seen in the first two looks, when layering a deeper matte on another, don't even try to blend that in. Just tap it on and the shadow will blend itself. You're gonna get the most color payoff that way, and it will show as it does in pan. Taking our G34 with no additional product, but just sweeping the edges of Corazon. Then on the very edge with the brush and Velorio, you start to pull it out a little bit if you want to. I like to pull out my shadow in a V, so that's what we'll do. That looks nice. All right, we could go in with turquoise. We could go in with the beige shade. Ooh, why not? Let's go in with this one on the lid. This is my Esam W21 tapping that on the inner part of the lid. This metallic is okay. I like the color a lot. But as you see, you really have to push these pigments onto the lid. Now I want to take Pantheon, the gray matte. This is my Sonergy Worker 2. And use that to blow out the lower lash line. So I'm going to tap so it could not appear patchy. And take Lágrimas as our inner corner, like, pop moment. I feel like an inner corner matte shade is a lot of fun. And tap it in and be generous with it so it could show up as turquoise. Pantheon with the same brush, but tapping so I could get full color payoff. Linda's gray core, which I need to sharpen, but you know what, whatever. We're gonna make it work. It's not catching here, but I think it's because I don't have any primer there or concealer. So when I apply my concealer, I'm just going to retouch that up off camera. I hope you guys don't mind. Let's do Velorio like all over the crease. Cause this packs a lot of punch. This is like a deep plum color. Excuse me. You gonna focus on me? Oh yeah, we're smoking it out. We're smoking it out. Now I'm taking my time because I want this shape to be diffused, but I could use another shade to further blow it out. This is the Esam S33 with the same shade. I'm cleaning up that crease blend a little bit better. That's smoky. Wow. But it's such a pretty color. Do I want to go in with the turquoise? No, that's too much. But what if it's good though? Let's see what happens. If it's a disaster, then we know not to do it again. Lágrimas very lightly on the edges of Velorio. I like what's happening. I'm just going along. I definitely want to clean that up a little bit, but I like the combination. I do. I'm patting down more Velorio here. There we go. Not bad. Do that. Yep. That's much better. What are we gonna put on the lid though? Oh, do you want to put on Angelito? I feel like you guys want me to put on Angelito. I mean, why not? Let's just do it. Tapping, tap, tap. Oh, this is pretty. I like the bracket of like plummy turquoise, plum turquoise. And I'm pulling it a little higher. So this is like more of a halo eye because I'm going to tap in more Velorio on the inner corner. I'm going to do this so that it could create a truer bracket of color. I'm just tapping around the edges here and applying more. Oh, I like that. Hey. S33 to further zhuzh. Duelo, the deep turquoise shade. Lower lash line moment. This is a very old MAC brush that I don't think is available in its natural fiber form. Calaca, lower inner, and also why not, just on the overall inner corner. I have to actually do this eye too. I'm gonna use Lágrimas as the inner corner moment for this eye. I know we're taking a chance with that, but Corazón. Just blending the edges together. I don't know if this was the right thing to do, but I just wanted to see. Okay, I just wanted to see. Putting more of the beigey champagne metallic just so we could zhuzh everything together. All right, friends, let me put on these lashes and I'll be right back. Looks 3 and 4 complete. Same Ardell Demi Wispy Studio Effect lashes on. And yeah, I'm happy we recombined the shades and kind of played with the different textures in terms of placement and such. Why is this brow hair being so like a renegade? Why? And here's a wide shot of the look. I have the Mented Cosmetics nude liner with their brand nude semi-matte finish lipstick on, and I'm in love with this combination. I wasn't sure at first, but I wanted to show you the red. I mean, the red in this palette is extraordinary, and I'm happy we did the halo with the plum red and the, well, it's more like it's like a bruisey plum, but it worked out with the turquoise. I'm happy we took that route. It's beautifully smoky with some color at the same time. Final thoughts of the palette. I love Muerte. I love it. It's one of the better palettes out of all the 10 pan palettes they have released. I like it better than Gemini. And I love olives and mustards, okay? Those shades are phenomenally beautiful. There's no denying that. but I feel the quality is better here. I think I had better time with the mattes, and although I feel the pan matte formula you have to tap and not blend, and I discussed this further in the Millennial Pinks palette video, that I'm okay with that, right? If I want to successfully use these shadows, yeah, I have to change my technique a little bit, but I feel I was better able to do that technique with this palette, whereas even in Millennial Pinks I felt like I have to fight for it a little more. These, I feel if you tap on like the deeper colors on top of the medium shades, you could get that beautiful outer corner smoke, and I am so very happy with the colors chosen for this palette. The turquoise, the reds, the wines, the beiges, the gray even. I think they're all so appropriately matched for each other. They're so harmonious. But let me be clear. This is a very impactful palette in terms of color. I mean, every look that we've done that you've seen on this video has punch, it has character, it has depth, it has color. If you wanted to go daily friendly, I mean, you definitely could use the beige with maybe the gray. I don't know. Maybe you could just use the gray and a little bit. You have to probably use a lot less matte than I did. I was really packing them on in this video. I feel this palette is hard to maybe do as a daily look for someone who usually relies on browns, right? Relies on the neutral shades. If you are in a corporate environment or just in a workspace, that these shades might not align well with. But if your daily look is this, then you're good to go. And if you have this palette and you haven't been using it, tap into it, friends. It's phenomenal. You're gonna have so much fun. I had a blast filming this video and creating looks for you guys. And yeah, this is going to definitely be a conversation starter. These shades, I actually would wear 2 different nights at the same time. I think it's so much fun. And it just kind of, you know, why not? If all these shades are presented in one palette, then I'm going to present as many shades as I can on 2 eyeballs. And I think it works out pretty well. I had to change my earrings because the pastels weren't really matching with what's going on in my eyes. I mean, I don't have pastel on my nails, but it's fine. I hope this video helped. Let me know if you have Muerte, if you're taking a look at the Rust palette. And whatever other Melt Cosmetics palette you've used, maybe I could try out. I do have my eye on Vida, but we shall see. But until then, friends, that is a wrap. Thank you all so much for watching. I hope this video helped, and if you like this video, please give it a thumbs up and maybe consider subscribing to my channel. And until then, I'll see you on here again with another review, tutorial, palette revisit, monthly favorites, or Friday night chit chat. Take care, and I'll see you again soon.